Hey there, welcome to Models and Agents for Beginners, episode 41 for May 17th, 2026. Some awesome AI developments today, and we're going to make all of it make sense. Let's get into it. This week felt like a turning point for how regular people, especially students, are getting real access to AI. Instead of AI staying locked away in big tech labs, the stories showed tools and programs popping up that anyone can use to learn, create, and stay organized. The biggest thread running through everything was education and hands-on practice. Think of it like learning to ride a bike by actually pedaling instead of just reading a manual about balance. OpenAI launched a free program that lets students start AI clubs at school with ready-made tools, event ideas, and connections to other clubs around the world. Picture a school chess club or robotics team, except this version hands you AI models you can experiment with right away and lets you swap ideas with kids in different countries. That matters because AI is already showing up in science fairs, art projects, and even college applications. Students who get practice now will understand how these systems actually work instead of just guessing or worrying about them. It also means the conversation about AI stops being something that only happens in Silicon Valley and starts including voices from everywhere. We saw the same learning focus in other places this week, like new modes that turn AI into a patient tutor instead of a quick homework solver. Imagine a teacher who refuses to give you the full answer and instead walks you through one small piece at a time, waiting for you to respond. That approach pushes you to actually learn the material, whether you are tackling algebra or writing an essay. For anyone studying late at night, it means free help is available without scheduling a human tutor days in advance. The theme kept showing up in creative tools too, where AI is becoming something you can play with rather than just read about. Okay, now for my favorite part of the show, the deep dive where we look under the hood at how one of these ideas actually works. Let's take the tutoring style that asks you questions instead of handing over answers and unpack how it happens step by step. Start by thinking of the AI like a really well-read friend who has read millions of textbooks and practice problems. When you type a topic, the system breaks the problem into tiny, logical steps the same way a recipe breaks baking into measuring, mixing, and timing. At each step, it waits for your reply, checks what you said against patterns it learned from countless examples, and then offers the next hint or question. It is not pulling a single perfect answer from a hidden book, but stitching together the most likely helpful response based on what came before. And that is basically how this kind of guided AI tutoring works. Not so scary once you see the pieces. Now let's look at some cool stuff you can try yourself this week. One tool turns short text descriptions into video clips that move on their own. Think of it like telling a story to a friend who can instantly film the scene you described, complete with motion and lighting. If you enjoy making TikToks or YouTube shorts, this gives you a new way to create visuals without filming everything yourself. Head to the Runway site, sign up for the free tier, and type a 5-second prompt such as a cat skateboarding through a neon city at night. Experiment with different styles and watch how the motion changes each time you try again. Another handy update is an app that connects your calendar, email, and messages so it can notice what you need to do next. Picture a helpful assistant who reads your schedule without you typing every detail and then surfaces reminders automatically. Students juggling school and hobbies can let it pull tasks straight from real messages instead of copying them over by hand. Visit the Poppy site or App Store listing, connect your accounts, and ask it to show reminders based on what is coming up this week. A third option lets you test which free image tools create the most lifelike pictures for school projects or phone backgrounds. Go into any image feature you already have access to, such as the one inside ChatGPT, and describe a photorealistic scene like a 16-year-old studying in a sunny library with natural lighting. Compare results across tools and notice which one feels closest to a real camera shot. Before we wrap up, here are a few quick bits that caught our attention this week. Dig is back as a simple place that gathers the most useful AI stories, so you do not have to scroll through endless random posts. Head to dig.com, browse the AI section, pick one headline that sounds interesting, and click through to the original article. AI Saturdays is hosting a free virtual session this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern that walks beginners through running a language model on their own computer. No coding experience is required, and it is a relaxed way to see what it feels like to have AI tools running locally. Amazon is also folding its Alexa Plus AI straight into shopping searches so you can ask for products using natural conversation instead of typing keywords. That is it for today. Remember, every AI expert started exactly where you are right now. If something we talked about today made you curious, go try it. That's literally how learning works. Stay curious, keep experimenting, and we'll see you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at Neura Network. Links in the show notes. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.